Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Plump Corp, but welcome back to Software Inc. Today, we are continuing development on the AMD Fulldozer, and of course, Plump Nova X is in there as well. We have the X80, and we have Plump OS coming along as well, which is wonderful news. We're also developing the PX1, which I believe is just, yes, it is just a consumer-grade computer that's getting designed currently by the hardware team. The assembly team is currently working on the PX1, which is, that's good. I feel like we're definitely getting towards this space where we actually have good names for the things we're making. I feel like the PX1 is a good name, you know? I feel like the PX1, it's like, it sounds techy, you know? It sounds like something that would be a piece of hardware or a PC or a piece of machinery in general. You know, it's the PX1. Have you got a PX1? No, it's like PS1. It works, you know. So I feel like we have a pretty good name there with the PX1. I feel like the X80 is coming along as well. It's a pretty good name. I think it works. It's gonna be, you know. It's going to be it's another 1080p monitor, but it has some things that the previous ones didn't. And it is going to be the last 1080p monitor from Plump Corp for a while. Also, Plump Nova at 1.7 billion pounds there. That is ridiculous. That is, I mean, that thing has made 10.5 billion pounds since its release. It's got 36 million active users right now, but since 1993, in 3 years, 10.5 billion pounds. That is scary. Let's look at the details. As you can see, it is still climbing. It might hit 2 million, it might not, but 36 million active users. I'm curious to see what it's been used. It's been used in Tori X. Let's look at the details. It has... I mean, it hasn't grossed much. It's sold 8. I don't understand why 36 million people have bought this motherboard then. I'm really curious. That it doesn't really add up at all. That's a really weird thing to have, but I guess that's okay. It's one of those things. Apparently Software Inc. is it's a little weird. I mean, it's a mod. It's not really the game. Maybe the balancing of the mod's a bit weird, but I mean, it's definitely weird, let's put it that way. Anyway, I want to go to construction for a moment, because I want to get some vertical parking in here, because I think that'll look a little bit better. I just think it looks kind of funky. We'll leave those horizontal, I suppose, that'll do the job. But I want vertical parking in there, just because I think it looks a bit better. There we go. It looks interesting, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, today, I think I would like to... maybe start working on another building. I think it could be really interesting to try and get something like, you know, the hardware teams that we have. We have 3 hardware teams. They work pretty much 24/7. I think it could be really interesting to get a similar setup with something like, not necessarily the assembly team, but something, you know, another team like the A team, getting A1, A2, A3. Except I don't really know that I want to do it with a warehouse. I think something similar to this, where each part of the team gets a floor. So we'd be looking at a 9-floor building for one team. And then, like, the leader's office and the meeting room and the canteen could go on top. I think that could be kind of interesting. And I've also sort of realized that, I mean, if I speed things up and we get to daytime... I've realized, if I really wanted to, I could buy out this entire map and then turn it into, like, a city block. That could be kind of cool. In fact, I'm going to buy the entire map just because I can. So this is going to cost me, yeah, not much. It's interesting that 1.9 million, in this case 3.2 million, counts as not much. But there we go, that's that side and that side. So basically, I can make a city block if I really want to. And I kind of do. I kind of like the idea of maybe putting this, like a new building up this way. Just so I can see people walking that distance. I think that could be really interesting. So I'm gonna do it. I'm curious. I really am. I'm just curious to see. We're going to start the building. So it needs, well, honestly, 11 floors, because the ground floor is going to be the reception, not the reception for the entire company, but just the reception in general. So reception, then the upper floors are going to be, you know, things like, just things like, you know, offices, and the top floor is going to be, you know, the leader's office, canteen, all that stuff. So the building should probably be, I guess that's probably enough space there for the building. Yeah, that'll do. So let me build a road. We'll go like this and sort of just outline the building a little bit. So that's going to be our road. I'm going to bring this road the whole way around, I think. Just so I can get an idea of the space I'm working with, and because I just want to, you know, stake my claim on this land. Because I can. So there we go. That's the road going that way, and then that's the road going that way. This has suddenly turned into city skylines, apparently. Let's connect to there, and let's connect across to there. And we'll do the same up to there. There we go. So now we have roads going everywhere. This is starting to look like a city block, which is kind of ridiculous. But we have roads going everywhere, so this is going to be a nice square building, because I'm not very creative, apparently. So we'll do that. There we go. Which looks, I mean, it looks all right. It does the job. I could make, you know, get a little bit of a curved piece, not a curved piece, but an angled piece there, but I don't think I'll bother. It's probably fine as it is. So let's see. We want to go to roads again, and I want to build a road just there and there, then go like that. Then we'll do some vertical parking in that space and that space. And hopefully that'll be enough. I don't know if it will, but we'll soon find out. We will certainly find out. So the entrance to the building, I reckon, I think that line there is the middle. What about this way? I think these two here look to be the middle. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so these two here are the middle. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a nice big glass door just there. I'll do a couple of them. Why not? Get a couple of nice big glass doors going on. Then I obviously need some walls. This is probably going to take a little bit of time. I have an idea. Okay, this took a while to do, but I reckon we have something that looks kind of decent here. It's a fairly basic building, and this floor is going to accommodate an entire team of 27 people. I decided we wouldn't go excessive with this one, just because generally when you get to the size of team that we have in the warehouse, it does get a little bit... the difference that one person makes really doesn't make all that much of a... It's not all that much of a difference, really, so I decided we'd sort of stick with one team per floor. So what we'll do is, if I select that entire building floor, I can go into build mode, I can duplicate that entire floor, and if I just chuck it there, that's another team, there is another team, and that one's having problems. Temperature's going to vary a lot. I guess the regulation units are going to have some problems, that's fine. So that's 3 teams, which is fine. I want to try and get 6 in there. Not necessarily all doing the same thing, but they'll all be built up the same way. Now the question is, can I get 3 more floors? That's 1, 2, 3. Alright. That seems like a fairly nice building. How many more floors can... I think I can get 1 more, yeah. Alright. Or is that the actual top there? Can I go any higher than I've already gone? It looks like I might be able to. Yes, I can. Okay. Well, what we'll do for the meantime is that top floor, we're just going to unify the style. Not going to bother doing anything on it just yet, but there we go. Look at that for a building. That was quick. But yeah, basically, each floor is going to be exactly the same, just because of the fact that I want to have the same sort of setup for every team in there. I'm going to delete that wall, that window, rather, so that I can go ahead and add in more... air conditioning units, because I feel like... Yeah, there we go. We are now sorted. The temperature in the offices is going to vary a little bit. I think I can fix that by just adding in a radiator the whole way down through the building. So there we go. A whole bunch of radiators for a whole bunch of offices. So that's effectively... well, 8 new teams, because the A team is going to be split up into 3 different teams. So A team 1 is the one that we currently have, which is actually going to have some people fired. We're pretty much going to have to fire everyone from the A team. So, first off, let's turn off automation. We are going to want, 9 of each is fine. 9, 18, 27. There's 3 people in the A team that shouldn't be there. But we'll get that sorted. So, automation's turned off for the A team. I want to select all of my employees, except for me. Now, I feel bad because these guys have been with us for so long. But we need to fire them all. We're going to get rid of all of the A team. We're completely restructuring the company. That's how this is going to work. And we're going to go ahead and chuck this, and this to be the A team offices. So switch team, switch the team, not the usage. Switch team to A team. So that's fine. Then we want to go to this room and set the usage to be... designers. This room is going to be programmers, and this room is going to be for the artists. Okay. Then this one's going to be for the leaders. So I should end up moving off into that office, which is good. So the A team now has 1 person. I would like to rename it to, just go with A1. That's fine. So A1 now works on this particular floor, if we show the room labels. Interestingly, I think it may have cancelled the fact that this was set for a team, so switch the team to A1. There we go. So that should be alright. That's already a canteen. Okay, I'm curious to see how this goes. So if we speed things up a little bit, we should have me coming in to go to there, if I'm not mistaken. Where is everyone going? Where the hell did everyone... A lot of people just went somewhere, and I don't know where they went. Oh, they're going to the canteen. Oh, okay. So that... Is that a cook bringing all that stuff over? That's interesting. So that's a canteen. That's fine. How many cookers do we have? We have 4 there. And we have 4 there. So we need 8 cooks at any one time. So staff, let me dismiss all of my cooks for the time being so I can figure out when they're all coming in. So dismiss you guys, please. Get lost. Go on. You can assign staff to rooms by holding shift and selecting both the staff members in the rooms and right-clicking. Really? Wasn't aware of that. I'd like to dismiss you two. Maybe, I guess they're working, whatever. Dismiss and dismiss. So, if I just pause and I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we want 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So select you guys, hold on, select you guys, select that room, right click, and assign room. So there's now 4 employees assigned to that room. Interesting. That's fine. Okay. And then I want 1, 2, 3, 4, and you guys are going to come in from, let's say 10 until 2. So 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. Seems like a fair time for you guys to be coming in. So 10 p.m. So you 4 and that room and right click and assign. Okay. Then we want a similar setup for this one over here. So we want to go to this canteen. We want to go to manage staff. 1, 2, 3, 4 from 8 until 12. So select U4, select that room, and right-click, and assign. Interesting. I don't know if that actually works. Like, is that a thing? Select employees, switch team. I really don't know if that actually works, but we'll see. So that's U4 possibly assigned to that room, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, again from 10 until 2. Probably quicker to go this way, isn't it? So 10 until 2. 10 until 2, and the same for you guys. So U4, that room, and assign. So they should work in that room, the other one should work in the other room, and it should all be good. They'll be doing their thing, working in there, it'll be great. So there's me in my office. So now what I want to do is go to A1, go to employees, and that's, yeah, that's fine. I'm 36 years old, good lord. Okay, so automation should be fine. Force the roll. That's fine. £100,000. And enable. There we go. So we should see that number go up to 91828. Should be the number that it settles on. There we go. 28 people on A1. Well, note to self, mute your phone when you're recording. You might have heard it in the background there. I honestly don't know if you will have. But yeah, always make sure to silence your phone when you're recording a video. The good news is that that was word that I'm good to sort Overwatch. So, I mean, this video is going out after Overwatch releases, but I'm recording it before because I'll be playing a lot of it, but Overwatch is good. Just thought I'd let you know. There you go. I don't know why I thought I'd add that in there, but there you go. Okay, so we should see, I mean, those guys are going to the canteen, which is great, but we should, in the morning, see Team A1 come into 2 billion, good lord. We should have Team A1 coming into work in the new offices, which will be nice. We've got the designers, the programmers, why did I say the programmers? There you go. So they are. So that's A1, and when are they in? They're going to be in at, what, 8? So we should see them any second. There we go. Do they drive? No, they won't. Ah. Well, that's a problem. So it turns out they park down there, but they are walking the whole way to the building. That's an interesting choice, is what that is. Also, my frame rate is dire right now, possibly because I've decided to buy the entire map. Again, as I've mentioned before, these videos go up in 60 FPS. Right now, I'm getting 25. I'm running a GTX 980 Ti, by the way. So, yeah, I feel like maybe buying the entire map wasn't a good idea. But, I mean, the good news is we have a fancy new building, I suppose. It's all new and fancy. That's good, right? You know, it's actually really cool seeing, like, the roads that I've placed being driven on by all these cars. It's really interesting. I don't know why. It just kind of is, you know? It makes the place look busy and alive and, like, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I like it. I really do. I think it'll be most interesting to see once we see a bunch of people leaving, because there you go, you start to see them taking all the different roads, going that way, going that way. It's all good. Then those guys are... We should see a bunch of people pulling in soon, which will be nice. Once it hits almost 4 o'clock. There we go. Bunch of people arriving to go to work using the little side roads there. It just looks really nice. It's not really something I'd noticed in Soft Drink, the fact that the cars actually follow those roads. I never pay attention to it. So it is, it's a bit interesting. Also, those cars are now disappearing. There we go. Excellent. It would be nice if people maybe parked up by this building, but apparently they're not gonna do that, which is a little bit annoying, especially since a lot of them are just using the vending machines. I also probably want to look into getting a bunch more cleaning. So let's just hire a bunch of cleaners. There we go. It's not like we're losing money. We're making 2.2 billion on Plump Nova. And if we look at the sales of that, I mean, it's got 65 million users at the moment. And if we look, actually, current population of the UK is 64.1 million. In 2013, it was 64.1 million. Which, yeah, that is, that's significant. Interestingly, Canada has a population of 35.16 million, and Australia has 23.13 million. And the current population of the world is approximately 7.125 billion. Interesting. I didn't know we'd passed the 7 billion mark. I remember on watching Doctor Who and seeing the whole, like, oh, the population of the world's at like 5 million right now. That was like 10 years ago. That's weird to think of. And the final thing I'll look at, I guess, is the current population of Northern Ireland. What's the current population of Northern Ireland? I'm curious. 1.81 million. Okay, well, there you go. There's some population facts for you today, because I'm kind. So this is... I'm assuming the PX1 is almost done. I mean, it must be. Also, what are we looking at? 2.6 billion. Of course, it's 2.6 billion. What's the number up to now? 75 million users. Okay, 75, hold on. That's 75 million active users with 75,947,000 units sold. We have 75 million people currently using that motherboard. That's kind of ridiculous. Also, the frame rate seems to stabilize when it's nighttime. We're nicely up over 60 again, and now that people are arriving, we're back down to like 20. Okay, well, that's great. The PX1 is ready to develop, which is great news. There we go. Do we have the... I got some leaders for A2 and A3, and I'm curious to see if they're done with their education, which they don't seem to be. Which is unfortunate. I guess they have one more month to go. I will say, it is weird the way I'm running Software Inc. at the moment. Not the way I'm running it, but the way I'm running the company. Because there's never a moment where time skips anymore, because we always have people coming to and from the office. So time doesn't skip anymore. So I'm actually sitting here like watching things go and watching this and watching that, and yeah, it's just weird. Also, Plump OS is really taking its time there. I guess it is an operating system, but it is really taking its time. The Fulldozer's taking its time. Maybe it would be worth lowering the priority on the Fulldozer to match that of the Nova, so that the Nova comes along a little bit quicker. Because we have two things in... Or maybe we should let the beta testing be done by... Okay, let's take the B team off of the Plump OS project, put A1, 2, and 3 on there. Then give the Fulldozer project to the B team. Because that's all they'll be doing at this point, and that might help things along a little bit, because if let's just unassign the hardware team, and let the hardware teams focus on Nova and the X80, rather than doing the bug stomping for the Fulldozer. That might be a fairly good idea. Now, it does look like, yeah, the A2 and A3 team leaders are still out at the moment, which is fine. That's okay. There's the frame rate going back up to above 60. You can't see it, but my mouse cursor's over the frame rate counter. It is back above 60, which is kind of nice. Now, let me see. Are you guys ready to automate? No, you're not. Are you guys ready to automate? No, you're not. Well, that's a bit of a shame. I don't know when they will be. That's the thing. I mean, I just have to wait until I see them in working. which I haven't seen yet. Let's have another cheeky little look here. Automation, no. So I guess it'll be next month? It must be. Also, the Fulldozer bug stomping is going so much quicker now, which is nice. And Plump Nova is coming along much quicker as well. I also realized the hardware teams, the design front of the hardware teams aren't really doing anything right now. Is there anything in here we haven't got? Oh, yes there is. Auto-tune. We're going to need that. It's approaching the year 2000. We're really going to need that. Let's get the B team on that. We'll let them do it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it might be worth getting the hardware teams to start designing something again. I mean, we're working on a processor, we're working on a motherboard, we're working on a monitor, we are doing a computer, we're doing an operating system, another graphics card maybe? That could be an option. Another bit of, like, some storage could be an option. I don't know. Hard drives, let's look at GPUs and see what we've got. So if we go to the PTX 100, what can we add to this that wasn't on the one before? I had heatsink, I had fans, water cooling wasn't supported before. Let's maybe do it, the PTX Liquid or something, we'll call it. I mean, that could work. PTX 101. Let's call it the PTX Liquid. The PTX 100 Liquid. There we go. Or the PTX 100 Fluid. There we go. Fluid. That's an unpleasant word. Fluid. Let's put it on Dev 1, and we'll give it to Hardware 1, 2, 3, and 1, apparently. Okay, so that'll be fine. I guess we'll start developing it. We're going to charge 200 for it. And sure, that'll do. Anything I'm missing? Anything at all? I mean, it has water cooling this time. When do we get all these things? So GDDR3, 2004, that's 2008, 2006, 2004, 2010, 2008, and 2016. So this will be the most advanced GPU for a few years. It can only go on the Primus PZ, which I don't think I want to do. I wonder if the Nova X will be able to support it. That's a good question. If we look at motherboards, and we go to consumer, we go to original IP, we can't really follow up the Nova X currently, so I don't know what the Nova X actually has. So that'll be interesting. That'll be very interesting. Let's see, are the other teams done yet? Please be done. Please let me automate. No, I still can't do it. It must be tomorrow. It must be. It can't not be. Oh, Jesus Christ. Plump Nova's getting 4.16 billion right now. Let's go to insurance policies, because we want to get 57 million in there. And people aren't really getting that much from it, so let's deposit, say, 9 billion. That seems fine. Sure. There we go. Deposit a nice hefty 9 billion. So now if someone, now when you get your pension, you're getting a nice hefty 8 million from the company. Who retired most recently? July 1996. Yeah, Marion Hicks, you're going to be kicking yourself. Because we've just upped our pension policy. Oh boy. 4.1 million though on a motherboard. Let's look at my releases. 101 million active users with 28.9 billion in profit and 102 million units sold. No one's interested in buying it. Of course they're not. Of course no one's interested in buying it. They couldn't afford it. Let's stop marketing Plump Studio 3D. I don't think we need to worry about that. The researching down here is taking its time, unfortunately. But that's fine. I just noticed one of the second team leaders was back in. So A2 leader is in. There we go. Enable 100,000. Force the roll. We want 9, 9, and 9. Preferred age that. Education that. Sure. Let's do -9 for the education. And that should be alright. So now A3 is going to be the same situation where we want 100,000. Force the roll and 9, 9. And 9, preferred age that, education that, and -9. So those teams should both go up to 28 as well. So they're currently at 1. They should both hit 28 members of staff very shortly. 19 and 28. There we go. Okay, so both of those teams are now in. That means we have another set of teams working around the clock, which is excellent news. It means that Plump OS should come on a little bit quicker, despite the fact that we will have these guys getting trained from time to time. But it does definitely mean we should see the whole thing get developed a little bit quicker. There we go. There's a bit of a meeting going on with A1. Then we're back to work. So A2 should be coming in. A2 should have come in just now, but I guess the leader's in, but the team itself isn't really doing much. That's fine. A3 should be coming in at some point, hopefully. I don't know if they will, though. I think it'll just be the leader. Oh, no, there's A3. Okay, that's fine. Who's unhappy with their job? You are. What's your The furniture's uncomfortable. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with that, buddy. I'm not dealing with that. Anyway, ladies and gents, I think I'm going to leave it there for today. We've got a nice new building here. We have a lot of land. You can't see it because it's dark, but we have a lot of land. We have 24 billion pounds with 4.78 billion coming from Plump Nova this month. It has sold 119 million units with 118 million active users. That's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. It has a retail price of £325. It just keeps getting better. It's only used in the Tory X. It has a lot of features. But, I mean, the Tory X doesn't really sell. It's sold terribly, actually. Let me look at the Tory X, actually. I want to find the Tory X and see who made that. All software. Okay. It's going to be down there a little bit, isn't it? Let's go by release date. Where is the Tory X? We haven't released anything in a while, have we? Not really. So, the Tory X, there it is. It was a computer using our motherboard in 1994, and it did all right. It was by Age Throw. Let's look at the details. Details are fine. We've seen the details. We could trade the IP for 1.6 million. I might actually just buy Age Throw. They're the only company that were interested in using that motherboard. So if we look here, let's search by name. Age Hard. Okay. Age Throw. They aren't really worth all that much. They don't have many fans, and they were only founded 2 years ago when they released that one product. Now, if we look at upcoming releases, Age Throw is going to make the Torius AZ. It's a server. That's interesting. Are they doing anything else? No, I mean, they're doing... That's next December, so that's going to be in a year's time. I want to see how the Torius AZ does before I consider buying out the company. But I kind of want to buy out that company. I'm curious. Anyway, folks, I am going to leave it there for today. I don't know how long this episode's going to be turning out. I've been recording for almost 90 minutes, so it might be a bit of a longer episode, or maybe the time-lapse took a lot of time. I really don't know. Anyway, thank you kind of for watching. This has been Software Inc. and Plump Corp, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!